Welcome to this second video of the series on Python. Today I'm going to describe the strings in Python. So in this video I am going to describe about strings and how those strings are indexed in Python, how we can slice strings, how we can stride through a string, how we can find the length of a string, how we can concatenate different strings, and what do we mean by the immutability property of a string, and how we can make use of escape sequences in string, and then we can discuss about a few string methods available in the Python language. So simply stated, string is a sequence of characters contained within quotes. But quotes can be either double quotes or single quotes. So in this case, this welcome to Python is a valid Python string, and we can also have string in single quotes. Python allows this, and this is also a valid Python string. Even if you enclose a sequence of digits in double quotes or single quotes, that will also be treated as a string in Python. And similarly, if we have some sort of special characters and we enclose those in single quotes or double quotes, those will also be considered as a string by the Python interpreter. So let's see an example. Let's say we have this string in double quotes, welcome to Python, and we assign it to a variable called message. So we don't really need to give the type of this variable, as we discussed in the last video. Python is dynamically typed, and it will interpret the type of the variable itself when the program is interpreted. So the Python has two representations in the form of indexing the string. So one representation starts from 0 index, and it will go till the length of the string minus 1. So this string has 17 characters. So in this case, when we start the indexing from 0, the string will have indices till the number 16, 17 minus 1. Another representation starts from minus, which will be see in a couple of slides. So now if I want to access some elements of the string from within, make use of the indices. For example, if I write message 0, so I will retrieve the character or the element of the string at the index 0, which is W in this case. And this colon here I have used as a notation to show that what will be the output of this. So you can make use of the square brackets, mention the index in that. In this case, we mentioned 0, so this will retrieve the element stored at index 0 of the string. Now let's say if we have the index 8 given in the square brackets, the output in this case will be t, which is the element of the string or the character at the 8th index of the string. Likewise, if we mention the index 16, so in this case the character or the element output will be the element stored at the index 16 of this string. So strings elements can also be accessed via the negative indices. For example, we take the same string again, welcome to Python, and in this case you can see the indexing with the positive indexes in the top representation of the string, and in this particular representation at the bottom you see another way of indexing the string that starts from negative numbers, and in the case of negative numbering, starting from the right side, and it goes towards the start of the string on towards the left. So the rightmost character of the string will have the index -1, and the leftmost character or the element of the string will have the index which will be equal to the number of characters or elements in the string. In this case, it has 17 elements, so the leftmost element will have the index -17 in this case. And in the same way, we can also give negative indices inside the square brackets. For example, if I give message -17, the output I will get will be W, which is the element stored at the -17 index of the string in this case. And in the same way, if I gave -9, then the output element will be t, which is stored at the -9 index of the string. And likewise, if I give -1, then I will get the element n, which is stored at the -1 index of the string. So Python also have this interesting concept of slicing. What do we mean by that? For example, if I gave 0:4 in the square brackets for the variable message, which is storing the string, what it will do is it will provide me the element stored at 1 less than the rightmost element in this square bracket. So this is the start index and this is the end index, but the output will not include the upper bound or the number given here. It will remain 1 less than that. So in this case, you can see that the slice taken out of the string is 0, 1, 2, and 3 indices, and the characters or elements stored on those indices are W, E, L, and C. Similarly, if we give the indices 8 and 11, so it will not include the element stored at index 11. It will give out output of character stored at 8, 9, and 10. So I have just to differentiate blank from a space, empty space, I have just used an underscore, which basically represents as there is some empty space stored here. So that will not have been visible otherwise if I hadn't used this underscore here. In the same way, if I want to find out the third last and the second last characters or the elements stored in the string, I can mention 14:16, which means it will print out the characters 14, the elements stored at index 14 and 15. So another interesting concept used for a string in Python is that of the stride. So what does it mean? I can make use of this notation where I provide the length of the stride. It means it will take every second element from the string. So for example, here the stride is basically this, the 0, 1 elements. So it will print the first character from each stride and then skip to the next one or jump to the next one. So in this case, the first element of each stride is printed here from the location 0, then from the second, then from the fourth, and then sixth, and so on. So stride length in this case is 2. We can also provide the start index and the end indexes for the stride, which we will see on the slide. For example, we give the start index to be 0 and the last index to be 7. So in this case, we want to stride through this chunk of the string, and the stride length is again 2. So it will split the string. In fact, it will make strides of 2 indices each and print the first character to the screen like this. So from the first stride, the first element is W, and then from the second it is L, and from the third it is O, and then from the last one it is E. Python also provides us a function called len. We can find out the length of the string by providing the string as a parameter to this len command. For example, our string is stored in the variable message. We can either input the whole string enclosed in the double quotes to this variable to this command len, or we can also input the variable message in this case, and it will give out the output of the string in the form of its length. So here you see the len function takes the string. In the first case, the length is returned as 17, and then we can also make use of the variable in which the string was stored. If that is passed to the len command as parameter, still you will get the length of the string in this case. So we can concatenate strings in Python by making use of the plus operator. In the case of strings, when we make use of this plus operator, it works by concatenating this. The first end of the first string is concatenated with the first character of the second string. Here is an example. I have this first string message which has in it the string stored welcome to Python, and then we have another variable message 1, which takes the string in message and make use of this concatenation operator, and then concatenates the second string, which contains a comma, a space, and it is cool. And now if we print message 1, we will see that welcome to Python and comma, it is cool. There is another interesting operator which is called the string duplication operator, and it can be done through the star operator. So what it does is, for example, if I say 3 times message, then I try to print this, it will concatenate the string 3 times, welcome to Python, welcome to Python, and welcome to Python, without giving any spaces in between. And there's this property called the immutable property in the case of a string in Python. What does it mean? For example, here I am trying to assign a new value m to the element which is at the 0th location. So 0th location element in this case at the moment is this element w or character w. I'm trying to assign m to this 0 index, but this is not allowed in Python because a string object is immutable. Immutable means we cannot change it once it's created. However, we can concatenate new strings to the end of the string, but we cannot assign new elements within the string by assigning new values. So this is not allowed. However, this is allowed that we can make use of the plus operator and concatenate another string at the end of the first string. So like other languages, Python also provides some escape sequences that can be done through this backslash. So it is used to process some inputs which are otherwise difficult to handle in a proper way. So for example, if within string I give this slash n, it means we want to print the first part on the first line and the part of the string after this slash n on the next line. So this is called the next line escape sequence character. The output will be like this. Now the output is split up on 2 lines. Likewise, if we use the slash t escape sequence, then it means that we want a space of tab or 4 characters between these two words 2 and Python, and plus maybe this extra space which is other than there in between the slash t and o and slash t and p. So here you see, so we have extra space added because of the slash t. Generally it's 4 spaces. So if we actually want to print this backslash inside a string, then we have to make use of a double slash. So this will result in a backslash printed to the screen. Now we discuss some string methods. These are 2 types of methods: sequence methods and the string methods. So what are the string methods? Generally a method will take the string and method will execute, and it will transform the string into some other form. For example, if we make use of the upper method, what it will do is it will convert the string a into string b, which will be an uppercase representation of string a. So a is welcome to Python. We may assign it to another string b, and we invoke the upper method on a, and the string will be converted to welcome to Python in the uppercase letters. Another useful method is the replace method. So for example, if we have the string a welcome to Python, we in the replace method takes 2 parameters. For example, if we give the first parameter Python, and this should be in the string, and we want to replace it with another substring Java, so what we will contain now is welcome to Java. So the word Python has been replaced by the word Java, or substring Python has been replaced by substring Java. Another interesting method is the find method. So what it returns is, if the substring exists in the given string, we are invoking it on the string a. The find method is being invoked on the string a. If this string exists, then it will print the index of this the first character of the substring which we are trying to find in the given string. Like in this case, the given string is a, so it will print 11. b will have 11, b will have an integer. So now in the next case, if we want to find 2 in A, then it will return the index of t, the first character of the substring which we are trying to find in the string A. And there is also a possibility that we don't have the substring contained in the given string. So like we have the exponentiation sign, the fd is the string which we want to find in the string welcome to Python. So that does not exist. In this case, the find method will return a -1, which means that this substring does not exist in the given string. So now we can work on some examples. For example, I can have kind of strings. Let's say I use the same example on which we worked. Welcome Python. Now if I just hit Control Enter, I forgot to show it in the form of output. So here you see welcome to Python. And if I want to make use of the indexing function, we studied about two current types of indexing. One was the positive indexing and the second was the negative indexing. So let's say I want to see the character at the 0th index of that string. If I hit Control Enter, you will see W. And if I want to see the character at 8th index, you will see the T. And if I want to see the character at the 16th index, in this case it is positive indexing, so it starts from 0 and go till 16, it will be N. Now if I want to see -1, it will be the last character of the string, so that is N minus N. And if you see -3, it will be H, which is the third last character of the string. So this is how the negative and positive indexing work in the case of a string. Now the slicing and the striding functions. Let's say we want to take out the slice of the first 3 characters, then I have to give 4 because the slicing function work 1 less than the upper bound which we gave inside this. So it will be W, E, L, and C. We can also try this with the negative indexing. Let's try this, what it does. So here you see it prints the third last and the second last characters to the output. If I just skip this, we don't give the right hand number or integer in case of negative indexing. Now it will print the last 3 characters. So this is a usual feature of Python. And if I want to print the last 3 characters, I just give the negative index with 3 and skip the upper bound, and I will get the last 3 characters. Same I can do with this thing. If I want to print the first 3 characters, I just write 3 and I skip the lower bound or the start index from where to take out the slice. Now you'll see the first 3 characters printed to the screen. Now if we want to have the sliding, I want to have strides of 2, and then each stride's first character will be printed on the screen. Let's see what it does. It's exactly the same string which we saw on the slides. We can also give upper bounds and start index and the end index. For example, 7, and then we want to have strides of 2. Now there will be 4 strides of length 2, and each stride's first character or the first element of the stride will be printed. So there you see W, L, O, and E. We can also make use of the len command. For example, if you pass the string to Python and hit Control Enter, you will see 17. You can also do this with the message variable which we use in the previous cells. Again, you will see the length 17. Now, if I make use of this message 0 equal to M, so now I'm trying to assign a character M at the 0th index of the string message, which is W. So it will complain because of the immutability property of the string. We cannot assign new elements to the string. However, we can make use of the concatenation function. For example, if I say that I want to create another string, which is a concatenation of, let's say, this cool. Now, if I want to print message 1, so it will be Python, it is cool. There you see. Now we practice some of the escape sequences. So we had the string message, and I want to, let's say, print and make use of the next line escape sequence. Now if I run this string, you see that welcome to is on the first line, and the part of the string after slash n is on the next line. So if I just remove this space here, now we align with the first character of the first line and the second line's first character are both are aligned. If I make use of a tab character, then you see there are 4 spaces in between 2 and Python, including 2 of the space character, which is between /t and /t and o and /t and pi. And now if I want to print the backslash, then I will have to give a double backslash inside the string. So that was all for today. In the next video, I will come back with some another interesting topic in Python. Thank you very much.